The film opens with the logo for the Disability Film Challenge. A woman rouses awake in bed. Her hearing aids are on the nightstand next to her bed. She slowly gets up. Still in pajamas, she walks into her kitchen, reaches for a coffee cup and puts it on the counter. She spots a note in the nearly empty fishbowl on the counter. She picks up the ransom note and it reads, "I'm thirsty." To her left, her phone alerts her of an incoming video message. She watches the video and the shady messenger signs, "Meet at the fountain." The woman walks off screen. Moments later, fully dressed, the woman pulls her jacket off the coat rack and heads out the door in haste. She reopens the door crack, reaches in and grabs an umbrella off the inside knob, then closes it again. She checks out her surroundings as she hurriedly walks through a park down a paved path, through trees and large boulders. She arrives at the fountain and looks inside. It is empty. She shrugs in confusion. The woman looks around and decides to walk around the fountain. A carriage led by a horse with a headdress of a bright blue plume is parked in the background. She meets a mysterious person in a red trench coat who hands over an envelope. She looks at the envelope and then back at the mysterious person who offers her a piece of gum. She takes it and walks past this person while placing the gum in her mouth. The woman opens the envelope that says, in the style of a ransom note, "Meet here." She pulls out dental floss. She rattles it and shakes her head, perplexed. She removes a folded map and uses it to orient herself in the park. Following the map, she walks off screen. The lingering, mysterious person in the trench coat gets up and walks off in the opposite direction. The woman consults the map, looks around at her surroundings, and descends a path of stairs. She reaches a pagoda situated at the edge of a pond. She looks far and wide for possible clues. She turns around and notices a stick on the ground. She picks it up. She takes a moment to rest on a bench and places down the umbrella and envelope next to her. She opens the case of dental floss, removes a long thread and ties it around the end of the stick. She wraps the chewed gum around the other end of the floss and tests its weight before casting it into the pond. She waits by the edge fishing. She crouches and waits some more, looking across the pond for possible clues. With her head resting in her hand, she contorts her face in frustration. She dips the makeshift fishing pole and decides she has had enough. She stands up and is startled as she turns. Sitting on the bench is a young man who acknowledges her, smiles, and tucks a napkin in his shirt. The woman looks baffled. He opens a bottle of hand sanitizer, squeezes a drop in his hand, and offers it to her. She declines. He shrugs that off. The hand sanitizer drips and oozes all over his hands. He twists around to stop it from getting on his clothes. He rubs his hands, blows on them, and wriggles his fingers. He reaches for a Tupperware bowl and opens it up. The woman's jaw drops. The man has a heaping spoonful of tuna fish and gleefully attacks it, chomping his teeth. The woman shakes her head. The man continues to bite and lick chunks of tuna off his spoon. Her eyes widen, then shut. Her eyes open as she jolts awake in bed. She looks around to acclimate herself. She walks to the living room couch and plops down, hugging a cushion in front of her. She fishes around for the remote control behind the pillows, then reaches deep between the cushions. She slows down as she's feeling something unusual. She pulls up a limp piece of red candy fish. Incredulous, she brings it closer to her face for inspection. End of film. Credits: Something Fishy, The Case of the Red Herring. Directed by Alexandria Wales. Written by John McGinty and Alexandria Wales. Cinematography by Adam Richland. Edited by Craig Fogel. Produced by Craig Fogel, John McGinty, and Alexandria Wales. Cast: The Gumshoe, Trishelle Edmond. The Mystery in a Trench Coat, Daniel K. Isaac. The Lone Picnicker, Alex Wise. The Shady Messenger, Alexandria Wales. Assistant Director, Craig Fogel. Assistant Camera, Kate Montgomery. Grip, Alvin Adadova. Gaffer, David Finn. Sound Mixer, Alvin Adadova. Art Direction, Alexandria Wales. Props, Leela Chaitu. Hair and Makeup, Lalita Chaitu. Data Manager and Colorist, Steve Franchek. Music, Sneaky Sneaky by Mark Barnett. Idyllic by Stephen Charles Mann. Slow Whitney Guitar by Stephen Charles Mann. This film was made for the 48-Hour Disability Film Challenge. This film was audio described by Daniel K. Isaac.